In today's video, we've got a super easy roulette strategy being entered into our community roulette tournament. This one is called Jetstream, presented to us by White Owl. I'm going to get the bet on straight away. I've got it saved. This one is going to be very easy to play for anybody. You don't need it saved. You can put the bet on straight away, but for the progression purposes, I've got it saved just to amplify how the progression works. Because on a loser, we are going to go up 1 unit. So it's just simple enough just to click that favourites button and press the bet on again. So we are going to play this for 37 spins. We're on our first spin straight away. And after this spin, I'll zoom in and show you what it looks like. We've lost the first one. Let me quickly just show you what it looks like. So we had $10 on the first dozen, $5 on the double street, 10 to 15, and $5 on 22 to 27, and I need to double that bet or add a unit because I lost. So I might have made that a bit confusing. It's not a double, it's a add a unit, but obviously on the first bet it gets doubled. So I added 5, 10, and 5. If I lose again, I'll add 5, 10, and 5. I won't double it. We've hit a nice one though. That's one of our jackpot numbers. We're $60 in profit already. Session high, reset. So I'll just simply add that bet back on the table. So the original bet, like we're saying, 10, 15, 6 line, $10 on the middle dozen, and $5 on the 22, 27, 6 line. So there's a couple of different payouts. We have 18 numbers covered. So we are basically a 50-50 chance, I think. I've got it wrote down, 48.6% probability of winning. So our bets shouldn't get too high. They might. Let me just get that bet on. So I'll just do it how you really should do it. So don't confuse anyone about martingale. Repeat the bet, add a unit. Obviously, like I said, the first one is exactly the same as just doubling it. So we've got a 48.6% probability of actually winning each spin. But as you can see with that setup, we have some numbers. We've got 6 that are in that middle dozen and on the 6 line. We've got 6 jackpot numbers, 16.2% probability. That's not a jackpot number. That's not a winner either. So we're going to increase this by a unit. Repeat the bet. Add a unit. So our bets are going to go up $20 every time, which is okay. I mean, it's not, obviously it's not a martingale or a Fibonacci where we can suddenly start going from a $40 bet to an $80 bet to a $160 bet. We're only staggering in $20 at a time. And obviously with quite a high probability of winning. So we've won one, but we're not going to be in session profit, I don't think. No. We'll just repeat the bet. I'll just go into the stats here. So we won, but we're not back to that $60. And the rules from White Owl say just repeat the bet until you get into session profit. And then obviously on a loser, we have to increase our bet. So what I was saying, 6 jackpot numbers, that leaves 12 other numbers that are winners, but not jackpot numbers. So on that standard bet, where you've got 5, 10, 5, you've got 12 numbers that give you $10 profit, and you've got 6 numbers that give you $40 profit. And then you've got another 19 numbers that give you no profit, which is one of those. Okay, we're going to repeat the bet and add a unit. So what you really want to do is you want to be, if you start increasing your bets, which we obviously are, then hit one of those jackpot numbers. Just zoom in. So our jackpot numbers 13, 14, 15, 22, 23, and 24. Obviously, they touch the 6 line and the double street. And I think, I'm not sure you fly into profit, but you do pretty good. 20's good. A winner, not a jackpot number, but a winner. So that was an $80 total bet, and it returned 120. So we still made some good amount of money there. We'll just repeat the bet. We're not at that session profit. So that was a $40 profit for that spin. Here's what's going to happen, and I might need to step in, and don't worry, I will step in for all roulette strategies because I don't want to be losing my bankroll just because I stuck exactly to the rules. If we win this, one of those smaller wins, we'll be at a $50 profit. Now, I won't reset, but if it gets to a point where my bets are huge and I'm only... That's a very good one. Oh, no, it's not a very good one, but it is a good one. So we're at $50. I'll just repeat the bet for the time being. I will finish my sentence. So we're not at that session profit. $60 is what we're after. We're currently at 50. Now, if we get to a point where my bets are like 140, 160, and I'm $10 away from reaching my session profit, I am going to reset. And I'm going to do that with all roulette strategies. If I think this is getting out of hand, my progressions is far too high unnecessarily, I will just say, look, it's my money on the table, I'm pulling it down. That was unlucky. That was next to 22, which would have been a great one. So we need to repeat the bet and add a unit. So maybe I should have reset then. I mean, the rules say session profit, reset. I was $10 away. $80 bet doesn't seem that... What's the word? It wasn't that scary. I've still got like at least another 10. Well, actually, because I'm going up $20. I've got about 9 more progressions in me. So I didn't want to reduce too early. 21's a good one. So that's a $50 profit. We bet $100. We returned $150. So now, if we can hit any winner, we will be in session profit and we'll reset. Let's have a look at these stats. Yeah, so we're on 20. We know the next one's going to be $50 profit at least. I mean, if we hit one of those 6 good numbers, it'll be far more than $50 profit. I think it's closer to $200 profit. Can't get it though. So we're $80 down. See, the reset here might take us a while to reset. This is the problem. We sort of need to win 2 in a row, or one of those big ones. So we're now at $120 bet. I think we're going to need to win at least 2 in a row at this level. I mean, obviously, if we go loser, loser, loser now, it's going to take a long time for us to recover. I quite like strategies that have different payouts, like jackpot numbers. 20 is good. We'll take 20. Would have loved 14, but I'll take 20. Right, so that's a winner. We're just going to repeat our bet. So I'm going to be in that situation again, aren't I? If this wins, that was a $60 profit. I'll go to $40. I won't be at session high, but my total bet is $120. Do I want to bring it down? There's going to be a point where if I'm very close, I'm just going to say, no, I'm taking it down. I don't know when that is yet. $17 is a winner. It could be here. $40 in profit. So I'm only $20 away from that session high. But my bets are $120. Now, White Owl has not stipulated any rules where like get close and reduce. If I was playing this not in a tournament, just by myself, I would probably half these bets. I'd probably put them to $60. I'll see how this plays out. If we can't reach that session profit, the next time I'm definitely calling it early because my bets are just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. 24 right next door. Okay, back down to $80 profit. $80 loss, sorry. So repeat. Add a unit. So what's happened here? Like we even won 2 in a row and we didn't get to that session profit. That's because you've got those jackpot numbers, which means that the other numbers, their profit has reduced. So I think if I win another 2 in a row and I'm not at session profit, I'm going to at least reduce these bets because we're going to get out of hand very soon. Right next door to 24 again. We'll take 16. That's a winner. So that's $70 profit. If we win this next one, we'll be $60 in profit, won't we? So we will be at session high. So I can actually just reduce the bet. So just win this, and it will let me come back down to a $60. It'll let me come back down to base level. So I don't really want to be doing $140 bets. Only takes 4 or 5 losers in a row, and it's basically game over. Hit a jackpot number now, and we're absolutely laughing. We got a winner. Are we going to be $60 in profit? Yes, we are. We're at that session high reset. And we're back down to a nice, comfortable $20 bet. So it got there without me having to intervene, which is interesting. We are on the lucky side. Like I said, we've got 18 numbers that are winners, which means that we've got 19 numbers that are losers, but we are actually winning more than we've lost. Unfortunately, we hit one jackpot number straight off the start, and we haven't hit one since. Good job we reset. Let's repeat the bet and add a unit. So quick reminder, I mean, I know this is one of the first roulette strategies, so some people new to the channel might be looking at this saying, what are you doing? Like, what's going on? We are playing 37 roulette strategies. We're giving them 37 spins each. Now, I know that one session at 37 spins, anything could happen, but I think it does give a reasonable picture of how these strategies work, the risk, the profit, the profit reward, etc. Some people asking me to play these strategies. Let me just repeat and double. Like, do every strategy has 10 tries? I could. I think that would be quite boring for you, and I'd have like 370 videos to record. And I don't really want to get too repetitive. If I came and did this strategy 10 times, I think by the 9th, 10th video, you'd be like, I've seen this, don't need to see any more. So that's the part of the tournament. You've got 37 spins to perform. If you don't, sorry, you're out. So we're on a bit of a losing streak now, which is obviously not great, but at least we managed to reduce that bet. Because if we hadn't have reduced that bet, we'd be 140, then we'd lose 160, then we'd lose 180. So fortunately, we got to this bit and reset. This is a very, what would the word be? Erratic graph, isn't it? It's not really consistent. $18 is a winner, so we'll take the wins for sure. Just a $40 profit there. Repeat the bet. So we've had 20 spins, and the probabilities in terms of win to loss ratio has played out pretty nicely. 10 wins, 10 losses, about what I'd expect. But I would expect in those 10 wins to be hitting more of those jackpot numbers. There's a 2-to-1 ratio in regards to jackpot numbers and then just regular winners. There's 12 regular winners, there's 6 jackpot numbers. Feels like we've hit 9 regular winners and 1 jackpot number, which is a bit off. Repeat and get our base bet back on. All right. Oh, add a unit is probably the best way to say that. So repeat the bet and add a unit. We've gone down to $100 down, and our bets are, where am I? Our bets are $100. So we need to hit one of those 6 winning numbers, to be honest. $21 is a winner. I'm not going to be complaining about any winners. We'll take the wins. So that's a $50 profit. I need another winner just to be even. Yeah, like I was saying before, I do like strategies that have jackpot numbers within them. Makes it a little bit more exciting. Like you've got winners within winners. But to be honest, that graph. Oh, that's another loser. Let me just repeat the bet. Add a unit. Yeah, that chart isn't really something that I like the look of. You're up, then you're down, then you're up, then you're down. I prefer steady, steady, steady. Yes, of course, sometimes it'll get a bit scary and you'll go down, but then recover. The recovery on this is a little bit too slow. Like, I think I need to win at least 3 in a row to get back to that $60 profit and reset. Unless we hit one of those 6 winning numbers, which just seem to have disappeared, to be honest. That's a $60 profit. We hit that 6 line then. Just going to repeat the bet. It's the first time in this entire session out of these 24 spins that just that 6 line has been hit and not the middle dozen. Let's have a look at these numbers. So that 10 to 15, it's just not happened for us. I'm talking about this 6 line here. That's just not come in. There we go. What's going to happen now? Boom. That's what we were waiting for. Okay. That is what we were waiting for. Let's reset to $20. So you just hang in there, progressing up, progressing up. Maybe your dozens will sort of recoup some losses, and then wham, when you hit one of those big ones, you go from $90 down to $150 up. Pretty good turnaround. And we hit a nice little winner there, just a $10 profit. We can just repeat the bet. How many spins do we have left? So we've gone through 26, we've got 11 spins. So it's in a nice place here, actually. Prediction for you, 37 roulette strategies, top 8. I reckon you're going to need to hit $300, maybe $400 profit in your 37 spins to get through to the knockout stages. Don't have that as a ticket to go super aggressive. If I look at a strategy and go, this is basically going to lose me $1,000 unless I get super lucky, I'm not going to play it. Sorry, if you've gone too aggressive, I want to show strategies, but I might drop you a message and say, do you mind if we reduce these bets by a little bit? Because all it takes is 2-3 hits and my bankroll's gone. Yes, it might make a good video, but I've lost $1,000. Don't fancy doing it. So I really want you to find the balance. I want you to find this is good enough to make money in 37 spins. It's good enough to make money in 20 spins, but you're not going to lose your entire bankroll. I mean, I could. Obviously, I could with any strategy that's submitted. I could lose my entire bankroll. But I don't want something that's just got like 3 progressions. If I lose 3 in a row, I've gone home. It's not what I want to be showing. Right, repeat and add a unit. I need to remember our session profit, 170. So if we can get back over $170 or at $170, we reset. And White Owl, don't forget you get a third of this profit. If there is any profit. So we can repeat and add a unit. So I need you to come into the Discord. I think White Owl, I think you're in the Discord. I recognize the name. Drop me a message. I'll ask just for a little bit of proof that it is you because we know in this space there's going to be people pretending to be you to get your money. So at the end, I mean, if we finish on $150 in profit, you'll get $50. Drop me a message and we'll get that money over to you. That's a nice little jackpot number. Here we go, guys. Right at the end, $230. This could have a chance. Well, there you go. At the start, I wasn't keen on this graph. Treading water, up, down, up, down, up, down, and then it just takes one of those. And you get 6 of them, to be fair. What is it? It's a 16.2% probability of hitting one of those 6 jackpot numbers. So you're not asking for a miracle. So you slowly increase, and then when you hit one, everything changes. Have you got a big enough bankroll to weather that storm, though? That's the question. Let's repeat that bet. Yeah, there's been a couple of strategies like that in the previous roulette tournament. One that rings a bell, like tie the corners, where you sort of just tread water, lose a little bit, tread water, lose a little bit. Then your jackpot number comes and you just shoot into profit and you reset and go again. Sort of feels like a bit like this, but you're not going down that fast with this. You can tread water, you can make money just from hitting these ones here. For example, just made a nice little $10 profit. Let's repeat that bet. It is worth mentioning we have been on the lucky side. We have only got 18 winning numbers. So this number and this number should be about even. 18 wins should really finish on 19 losses, to be honest. That's why I've done 37 spins. So I've got 18 winning numbers. If I have 18 wins, I should have 19 losses. So it's going to be a pretty good one to tell how lucky we got. That's another winner, though. But that's obviously only half the story. I'll tell you why in a second. So looking at these stats, we can say, yeah, we know straight away now we've been on the lucky side. But how many of those wins were jackpot numbers? I think it was 3. We had 1 at the start, then we had 1 here, 2, then we had 3. 37 spins, we should be hitting 6. Mathematically speaking, we've got 6 of those numbers. So we can repeat the bet. So you could make the argument, yes, we got lucky in terms of wins, which is great, but we got slightly unlucky with the number of jackpot wins. But then you could also make the argument, well, you got lucky because you hit a jackpot number when your bets were big, when you were $90 down and you shot into a $150 profit. Yes. Every strategy that gets submitted will need some good luck. That's a loser. So we're going to repeat and add a unit. Yeah, we're on a nice little streak then, weren't we? We just went winner, 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 and then we finally hit a loser. So if that was to turn the other way around, 5 losers in a row, $20, then lose 40, then lose 60, then lose 80, this starts getting in trouble. But then you hit one of those 6 numbers and you shoot up into profit. So White Owl, I mean, obviously the profit sort of speaks for itself. This has performed well. I quite like this. I do quite like this. Well, it's a loser anyway. But I thought we were in 0 for a second then. Would have been nice if it went over a little bit more to 15. Would have been great. Repeat this bet and add a unit. This is going to be our last spin. For me, this seems to have gone pretty fast. 36. We're on $210 profit. We've got $60 on the table, $150 in the bank. So the minimum this is going to win is $150. So the minimum you're going to win, White Owl, is $50. Hopefully we can finish on a nice winner. Yeah, we did. $240. If my maths is correct, that's $70 profit for you. Is that right? No. 7 times 3 is 210. Is it 8? I don't know. Can't do maths. Yeah, I think that's $80 profit for yourself. So let's just zoom in here. 21 wins, 16 losses. That's on the lucky side. $240 profit after the 37 spins. White Owl, I quite like that jet stream. Will it make the top 8 to go through to the knockout stages? Well, we'll have to find out. Guys, there's still time to enter your roulette strategy, so use the link in the description, and I'll see you in the next video.